Yes, good evening, student. Today we are going to start with the topic classification of element. In the previous lecture, we already read about the element. So, element is any substance which cannot be broken into two or more pure substances. Okay. So, classification according to the classification, the elements are of three kinds: metal, non-metal, and metalloid. So, we are going to discuss about these three metal characteristics of the metals, non-metal, and metalloids. So, first of all, the metals are there. Metals are what? They are the lustrous shining surface. So metals have the lustrous and shining surface basically. Okay, so they are different from the non-metals. As you know, iron, you can see, gold, silver, you know that have a shining surface, they have a luster somehow, and they are the good conductor of heat and electricity. Metals are very good conductor of heat and electricity, so that is the reason we use them as utensils in a kitchen, okay, as boilers. And the in the case of the electricity, we use copper as a wiring. They are ductile and malleable. These are the new terms for you, students. Ductile means what? Ductile means it can be drawn into the wires. Okay, the metals can be drawn into the thin wires. And malleable, so it means it can be beaten up into the sheets. You see the thin sheets of all the metals. Okay, so they are malleable too. They are ductile, they can be easily drawn into the wires. And malleable means they are easily drawn into the sheets. Their melting and boiling points are high. Okay, they are solid at room temperature normally, so they are tightly bonded. The atoms are bonded together, so they have high melting and boiling point. That is the reason only that we can use them as utensils. They are sonorous. This term is again new for you. Sonorous means they produce sound. Okay, produce sound when we hit them. They are solid at room temperature normally. Okay, so many of the metals are there: sodium, potassium, aluminium, calcium, iron, lead, zinc. Okay, so many metals are there. So silver, gold, platinum, they are the commonly used metals, okay, at home. Then there are some mercury. This is the exceptional. Mercury is the only metal which is liquid at the room temperature, but all the other metals are solid at the room temperature. We use mercury in the thermometer to check the temperature of the body. Okay, another are the non-metals. The non-metals are there, and they are non-lustrous. They don't have any luster. No luster, dull appearance. They don't have a shining surface as the metals has. They are the bad conductor of heat and electricity, as the metals who are good conductor of heat and electricity, but these are bad conductor of heat and electricity. They are basically non-ductile. We can't draw them into the thin wires, and they are non-malleable. It means they can't beaten up into the thin sheets. They are brittle like glass. They break into the pieces, okay, when we hit them. Their melting and boiling points are very low as compared to the metals. Does not produce any sound. They are non-sonorous basically. Metals, you know, the metals are sonorous, but they are non-sonorous. And metals are solid at the normally metals are solid at room temperature, but non-metals normally gas are liquid at the room temperature. So we know the mercury is the metal which is liquid at the room temperature, and bromine is the normally non-metal which is liquid at the room temperature. So bromine is the only non-metal which is liquid at the room temperature. Okay, then iodine and graphite, they both are Iodine and graphite, they both are solid at the room temperature, but iodine is has luster. Okay, iodine has luster, and graphite is a good conductor of electricity. So this is exceptional case in the case of non-metals. Okay, there are so many non-metal: hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, carbon, sulfur, phosphorus. Many non-metals are there, but only bromine is liquid non-metal, and after that iodine is the lustrous non-metal, and graphite is the good conductor of electricity. Okay, otherwise we know that non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. Then next one are the metalloids. So metalloids, they are also called the semi-metals because they have the property of both metal and non-metals basically. Okay, so they are called the semi-metals. These are the elements that have properties intermediate between those of the metal and non-metals. Boron, silicon, germanium, these all are the metalloid basically. Okay. Then another one are the noble gases or inert gases. So noble gases are what? They are the element found in the air in a traces in the gaseous state which do not react chemically with any other elements. They are basically not showing any kind of bonding with any metal or non-metal. Okay, so they are called the noble gases or inert gases. The noble gases like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon are there. We have a six noble metals are there. Okay, they are not showing, their octet is complete, so they are not showing any kind of bond, any kind of reaction with any of the metal or non-metal. Then next one is the atom. Atom is what? That is the smallest particle of any element which may or may not have independent existence but always take part in the chemical reaction. So atom is the smallest particle of the element which may or may not exist independently but always take part in the chemical reaction. Okay,